When I was in elementary school, my family had to put our dog down. And that was tough on me because that dog had been with me like ever since I was born. So it was really tough to lose that friend that you make with a dog. Me and my brother both wanted to get another puppy. My parents weren't so excited, not quite sure why. Me and my brother had been in a community 4-H club, and there was a big meeting where all the different 4-H clubs in the area got together, and one of those 4-H clubs was the Puppies with a Purpose Club. It was a group of families raising puppies for the Seeing Eye, and they did a demonstration kind of showing what they do with the dogs. The Seeing Eye is an organization that raises puppies and then trains them to be guide dogs for the seeing impaired. When the puppy's about 7 weeks old, it gets delivered to the puppy raising family, and that is an incredible day. A van pulls into your driveway, and then the door opens up and the lady pulls out a puppy and hands it to you, and all of a sudden you have this new puppy in your life, and so much energy, so much excitement. It's just a really, really cool experience, especially the first time, like not really knowing what to expect. That was the first time I had a puppy in my life. It was just so much fun to sit there and play with it and let it run all about. My family is currently on our 6th puppy. We started with a black lab, and that one was a little challenging because we were learning how to raise a puppy, but that puppy itself was not a good suit for the Seeing Eye. She had anxiety going to new places. She went back to the Seeing Eye for kind of a checkup to see how she was doing, and they decided that she will not be continuing in the program. Normally the program's about a year long, where you get the puppy at 7 weeks and then it goes back at about 15 months. But we had to give up this puppy at about 9 months. We had a black lab named Sawyer. I had a really strong connection with Sawyer. There was just something that me and him connected really well. At the end of the 15 months or so comes the dreaded day where it's puppy pickup. And that's a really tough day because the van pulls into the driveway and then the lady gets out and takes the dog. It's tough after spending a year loving this dog, and it went everywhere with you, to just give it up and never see it again. Once we give up the puppies, they go back to the Seeing Eye for their harness training. And that's where they really learn how to work in the harness and guide the blind people. It gets to have what they call a town walk. The family gets to go down to Morristown, New Jersey, and they get to see their dog one more time, but they have to stay a block and a half behind. When we first get there, we are taken inside a building, and we stand on one side of these dark tinted glass doors, and then the trainer walks around the corner with the puppy. And going into it, everybody thinks, all right, I'm good, I'm gonna enjoy this. But as soon as that puppy walks around the corner, everybody just loses it, and lots of tears are shed, and just seeing the puppy like right there, less than 8 feet away from you, but you can't say anything, you can't reach out and touch it. It doesn't even know you're there, and it's tough to see him so close. You follow the dog on the walk, and you get to see everything that it's accomplished. There's still that mix of emotions, the joy that the dog is doing it, it's capable of it, it's doing well. And then there's still that sadness, like, wow, they're gone. At the very end of the walk, we get to stop on one side of the street, and then like across the crosswalk, the trainer stops. And then there's a lady who will take a picture for us, takes a couple pictures of the dog real close in the harness, and then also takes a really cool picture where the dog is sitting in the foreground, and then in the background you can see us standing on the other side of the street. So it's our last picture. One of the biggest lessons I think I've learned through raising these puppies is how to love and let go. To spend all that time loving on them and then give them up for someone else, for someone else's benefit. I'm really not gaining a lot by raising these puppies, but I know how much of an impact it can have on other people. When that dog goes back and you lose a piece of yourself, it can be really tough to be like, I want to do this again. But there's so many stories that we hear of the seeing impaired people saying how these dogs have changed their lives. They've given them independence again. They've given them back their dignity. They feel like a person again. And so by raising these dogs time and time again, yes, it's hard giving up a piece of me every time, but knowing that I can change someone else's life, that's just a driving force that there's nothing like it.